From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, dozens of volunteers in Bradley took a bite out of history and showed Mainers what life was like in the 1800s.
Plus, in celebration of Arttober, the Downtown Sidewalk Art Festival is back in Bangor.
And a local system has completely overhauled how it keeps its students safe, partnering with a new company. Details this morning.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. It is freezing outside. I thought I got the little tracker on my phone that said frost alert, and I was like, please no, it's too early.
I came in with my slippers this morning. I was like, oh, normally I'll put some flip-flops on, but today is it's not a flip-flop day.
No,
if you were wondering.
It's like a fuzzy socks kind of day, maybe like 3 type of layers because it is frigid outside.
It is. But Devin Biggs has all the details.
Devin, good morning.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, we have some freeze and frost alerts in effect this morning, courtesy of the cooler temperatures. This is up until 8 or 9 a.m. this morning. So if you're in these areas, though, definitely be ready for the cooler temperatures. Further out further north, definitely a little bit cool as well, though. But we're starting to get to that point in the year where the frost and freeze program will be discontinued for the season as we head closer toward winter. But otherwise, though, let's zoom things out right now. We have the clouds tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east, but kind of fizzling out as it does because high pressure is not too far away. So that does mean that things will be pretty nice for us today, though, with a lot of sunshine and temperatures that won't be too bad either. This is our next rainmaker that's going to stay mainly to the south, but a few showers may try to sneak in later on this week. Futurecast for today, an absolutely beautiful day with plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds starting to sneak in just a little bit as we head towards Tuesday morning. Otherwise, though, the winds will be out of the northeast at times today and maybe kind of switching directions overall. So a variable wind overall at about 5 miles per hour in general. So for today, lower 60s, mostly sunny. The north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour in a few areas. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing plenty of sunshine, temperatures making into the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thanks, Devin. On Saturday, the Vassalboro Fire Department was dispatched to Crowell Hill Road for a reported fire. Firefighters arrived to find the garage was fully engulfed and a neighboring home was smoking. According to Vassalboro Fire Chief Walker Thompson, they believe the fire started due to an electrical problem caused by a tractor in the garage. The Vassalboro Fire Department reported the home sustained some fire damage but has been deemed as livable. Now, crews left the scene around 12:30 Sunday morning. The residents of the home were able to safely evacuate, and there were no injuries.
Saturday, key leaders from the University of Maine put on their hard hats, but didn't get too dirty during a ceremony to introduce a $28 million renovation project.
In an effort to bring 2 historic buildings back to life, the University of Maine Orono plans to use $28 million to renew Coburn and Holmes Halls into boutique hotels. Both buildings have been vacant for almost a decade.
And having them empty simply doesn't send the message we'd like to send, which is that we're a vibrant, energized, busy campus.
We save 2 historic buildings, we help build the regional economy, and we have guests come, which is always a good thing.
The project is funded by a government historic preservation grant and partner donors. The university has partnered with real estate development company Radnor Property Group, LLC, and investment management firm Harrison Street. Construction is expected to take 18 months. However, Mundi says students will benefit along the way.
As this begins to take more shape, we do expect to be able to have internships and work experiences and real-life learning around the development.
The renovation project is expected to host conferences, provide lodging for students, family visits, and more. Orono Town Manager Sophie Wilson says a development on this scale is just what the town needs.
We are growing, and we're growing in ways that make sense for our community. They considered the needs of campus, the needs of the larger community.
The boutique hotel doors are expected to open by 2024.
In celebration of Arttober, downtown Bangor Sidewalk Art Festival is back. Now, due to popular demand, the downtown Bangor First Fall Sidewalk Art Festival welcomed local artists and vendors Saturday. The festival is the first of several events to kick off Arttober, a month-long celebration of the arts for the public to enjoy. One organizer says the event brings people from all over the entire state.
And if there's one thing that downtown Bangor loves and appreciates, it's the arts. So we thought, why not just have a celebration and have people from all over the state come down, set up and showcase their talent and the things that they're passionate about.
To learn more about Arttober events, you can visit downtownbangor.com.
A museum in Bradley is taking Mainers back to a simpler time. Devin Dagnall has the story.
To be able to remember the past, to know the difficulties, to know, some of the hardship they had, but also just some of the enjoyment of just the simpler life.
With log cabins, smokehouses, wagon rides, and a lot of volunteers, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum is giving its visitors an idea of what life was like back in the 1800s.
Living History Days is a weekend at the museum where dozens of volunteer reenactors put on a display of how people in the 1800s would go throughout their days.
Well, we have a lot of wonderful volunteers. This museum is volunteer-based, people who just love reenacting the past and sharing it.
Herb Crosby, one of the volunteers at the museum, says that his favorite attraction at the museum is the historically accurate water-powered mill. But he says he would be remiss if he did not also include the fully functioning Lombard log hauler.
I think we can learn some skills that we've forgotten, maybe. We actually lived a pretty sustainable lifestyle in the 1800s. We didn't have electricity, didn't have gasoline for cars, yet we lived a pretty good life. Part of it was water power. Maine had 2,000 water powers in 1850, and they worked fine.
Apart from the machinery, the museum also has demonstrations spanning a wide array, from candlestick making to Civil War medical practices. Ben Strickland, a volunteer that has offered his help since the age of 3, says that the museum is an excellent change of pace from modern life and a reminder of how simple life can really be.
For people to be able to see, you can do these kind of, people live this way, they did these things, they didn't have our tech, but people have always been able to find a way to make things work. And, there's a simplicity that's important in life, I think.
In Bradley, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The Department of Transportation is considering whether to strengthen the Deer Isle Causeway to protect it against rising sea levels.
As Craig Colson reports, some believe it's also an opportunity to help boost marine life in the area.
It's hard to beat the view from the Deer Isle Causeway on days like today, but when the weather is severe, the water can cover the road with rocks and debris, forcing it to close. That can cause big problems for residents, and is also why the state is considering strengthening the roadway to prepare for rising sea levels over the decades ahead. One interesting idea came up at a recent meeting from a local fisherman. He thinks it would be a good idea to raise a portion of any future causeway above the water to allow any baby scallops or other sea creatures to come from that side of the bay to the other.
If we can get a bridge across part of it, to allow that cooler water from the eastern Maine coastal current through and the larvae that it carries with it.
Marsden says there are hundreds of species of aquatic life that float in the currents before dropping to the bottom where they continue to grow. But they've been blocked from reaching the other side since the causeway was built back in the 1920s.
Getting things open back up, allowing, it to breathe.
Those environmental concerns will be considered as the DOT moves ahead with any future plan. In Deer Isle, Stonington, this is Craig Colson reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:09.
Hey, coming up 6:09, coming up next on Good Morning Maine. One of the latest changes coming to the Bangor school system is a new partnership to keep students and staff safe.
But first, let's take another look at that forecast. High of 61 today, mostly sun in the sky, dropping down to a chilly 33 degrees tonight. And tomorrow, some clouds are moving in. A little bit warmer tomorrow, 63 degrees.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard to buy for a relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
Half-off deals. Save money at foxbangor.com right now. Get the best deals from restaurants, family fun activities, events, and your favorite stores all in one place. Go to foxbangor.com and click on half-off deals and see all the money you could be saving. Half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
The Bangor school system is implementing new ways to keep its students safe. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Learning can only happen when kids feel safe, and I think they do here. And I think the tools that we've identified and the things that we've put in place will only help line us up with the district.
The Bangor school system has completely overhauled how it's keeping its students safe. One of the latest changes the school system has made is partnering with Centegix, a company that is innovating how schools communicate within their own walls and with the authorities. Centegix produces cards roughly the same size as a credit card with a single button on the front. According to Ray Finney, Bangor's school safety director, the button allows teachers to more efficiently send notifications to officers of any threats that may be in the school.
This is actually very easy in that they'll pick up their lanyards that they all wear, they'll take their card, push a button multiple times, and it automatically calls.
When the button is pressed 3 times, it will alert the administration of any low-level threats in the high school. Pressing the button 9 times will immediately notify authorities that there's a higher-level threat.
According to Paul Butler, Bangor High School's principal, Bangor schools are the first schools in all of New England to implement the innovative Centegix cards.
It's kind of exciting to be on that leading edge, but it's, a reminder that we're in a new age of ensuring safety. So we've taken a new step to make sure we're as prepared as anybody to manage any situation that comes up.
In Bangor, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
We hear a lot of fire departments in the state talking about needing more recruits. On Friday, the Penobscot County Fire Academy added more than 24 new firefighters to the mix to help fill the ranks. The Academy's class of 2022 graduated Friday afternoon at the Bangor Fire Department training facility. 26 new firefighters graduated after an intense training program that started in June and first included online learning before transitioning to hand-on training. Academy Director Chad Bean says this is only the beginning for them.
This is the foundation of any firefighter's career right here. This gives you the basics. This doesn't make you an experienced firefighter by going through our program. This gives the foundation that we need to be able to build upon. So as you work through your career, you can just continue to build and build and build and be the very best you can be by the end. By the end.
Several departments were represented in this year's class, including Bangor-Orrington, East Millinocket, and Eddington, just to name a few. And the time is now 6:13. Coming up after the break, you're never too old for an adventure, and Maine Education Commissioner Pender Macon visited the Schoodic Institute in Winter Harbor to do just that. Details ahead.
Plus, rescue crews yesterday getting the people off the islands near Fort Myers. We'll have the latest rescue efforts from Florida.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there it is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Don't believe the lies from Washington's special interests.
Jared Golden's a different type of Democrat. I respect that Jared served in the Marines.
Jared's a friend of law enforcement, and we definitely can trust him to keep our communities and families safe.
Jared is standing strongly against defunding the police.
This endorsement was not a given. Congressman Golden's earned it.
Mr. Golden will definitely fight for us and be in our corner and have our backs, absolutely.
I'm Jared Golden, and I'm honored to approve this message.
Need to unwind from a long day of work? Come experience life at Mad Cat & Company Bar and Grill in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza, where we serve delicious food, ice-cold beer, and unique cocktails. We have a fully stocked bar, American pub-style food, exemplary service, a fun atmosphere, and plenty of weekly entertainment. We now offer Sunday morning brunch, and stick around with the kiddos for Sunday afternoon kids karaoke and dance party. Our newly remodeled banquet room offers plenty of space for your next get-together. It's never a dull moment at Mad Cat's because we are the party.
Oh, excuse me.
After being awarded a grant from the Maine Department of Education, the Schoodic Institute received a visit from the commissioner. Matthew Dronsick has more.
Maine Education Commissioner Pender Macon visited the Schoodic Institute in Winter Harbor Friday morning to spend time with students taking part in the Institute's Education Adventure program. The program was funded from the Maine Department of Education's Outdoor Learning Initiative. Macon says this type of learning is what works best for the kids.
I mean, this is exactly the type of learning experience that would stay with a person for the rest of their lifetimes. They are in beautiful nature, they are using technology, they're integrating writing, art, science, all of the skills that we want them to learn, and they're doing it all together at one time.
The program helps students learn more about nature topics, including climate change and mapping. This program received the funding from the state through the Maine Outdoor Learning Initiative. Schoodic Institute CEO and President Nick Fisichella says he's grateful for the opportunity.
And we're really thankful to the state of Maine for the Maine Outdoor Learning Initiative, which is helping to support schools and students coming here for this program and getting kids outside of the classroom, so beyond the walls of a classroom, to have these really meaningful learning experiences.
And while the Schoodic Institute does use online technology to help students learn, they also like to use the environment around them and draw pictures.
It's been great because they also get to be outside, and learning outside really helps them connect to the world around them.
And the kids love this hands-on learning.
It's been great, to be honest. Being here has been really fun. It's good to learn about the nature that's around us and hiking and all these different trails.
It's been pretty fun. We've been learning how sciencey things.
Macon is excited for what's to come.
We are moving, into an exciting recovery phase from some of the hardest years we've experienced in public education. These are kids who are collaborating, they are outdoors, they're experiencing deep and meaningful learning, and so it's fabulous, and I'm full of gratitude.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:08.
And let's get a full look at our beautiful forecast, brought to you by meteorologist Devin Biggs. He has the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, we got the frost and freeze alerts in effect again until about 8 or 9 a.m. this morning. Again, cooler temperatures is why we're seeing this with a chance for a little bit of frost. Nothing to the north, though, as the frost and freeze program is starting to get discontinued in a few spots. But so far not yet in Bangor, but other areas, though, seeing some small crowd advisories that are in effect as well this morning. And it's up and down the coast because the pattern is very active right now. We're seeing some areas under gale warnings as well. That's a storm warning right there. And, of course, more advisories further down toward the south. But otherwise, though, back here at home, we're looking pretty decent out there this morning. High pressure keeping us clear with a lot of sunshine that will be expected today, and temperatures making it into the lower 60s. Of course, with high pressure nearby and, of course, low pressure not too far away either. The clouds will kind of fizzle out as we try to move closer toward high pressure. So overall, going pretty nice for us as we do move forward. Already wave heights, let's talk about these here, on 5 to 12 feet, according to some of the buoys out there. So we're active out there, which is why those advisories are in effect along the coast. So, but water temperatures, we haven't looked at these in a while, though. We're in the upper 50s for those water temperatures. So temperatures starting to fall back just a little bit, but further down toward the south and east, you can tell where the water temperatures are still a little warm for this time of the year. Our average high is 64 degrees. We'll make it into the lower to middle 60s throughout the next few days. A nice warm up into the lower 70s Thursday, upper 60s Friday, then falling back dramatically into the lower to middle 50s just in time for the weekend. Your fall foliage report, haven't used this graphic yet this season. Looking pretty good out there. The leaves already starting to show some more that fall foliage peak at around half coverage or just a little bit less than that, though. So get outside, enjoy those fall colors as they continue to proceed up toward that peak level. Otherwise, so we typically see our peak mainly later on to the season. No, about mid-October, we start seeing where that peak will mainly be taking place. So that'll be coming up very quickly. So get outside and enjoy the fall foliage. Futurecast for today, mostly sunny today. Temperatures reaching for the lower 60s. We'll have a few clouds trying to sneak in later on tonight, though. Otherwise, a very nice night overall. More clouds will start to move in again as we head towards your Tuesday. Your forecast for today, lower 60s, mostly sunny. The north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 30s, mostly clear. The frost and freeze on the way. Maybe a few clouds along the coast with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, lower 60s, partly cloudy. The south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. In your Scott's Recreation extended forecast, a slight chance for rain showers Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a partly cloudy sky on Thursday. Highs in the low 70s and upper 60s on your Friday with a chance for rain.
Senator Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective. Joe has always been a champion for Maine seniors. Joe Baldacci sponsored and passed the legislation that generated more than $90 million to nursing homes in Bangor and across the state that have been hit hard by the pandemic. Joe Baldacci delivered on funding to protect health care and important services for thousands of Maine seniors. Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective, delivering results for Bangor and Herman.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Bring them on. If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. A place as spectacular as, well, me.
I think we might know a place, right, guys?
Bring your friends. Oh, wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA, 7A, every day. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, America. How are you?
Boom. Now that's how you start your day, people.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Federal officials are vowing to unleash a massive amount of disaster aid to Florida as crews scramble to rescue people still stranded by Hurricane Ian. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has the latest.
Rescue crews today getting the people off the islands near Fort Myers, some of the communities hit hardest by Ian. Residents of Pine Island returning to Florida's mainland, some with pets and a handful of possessions. The barrier island is inaccessible by land after Hurricane Ian destroyed the only bridge to it, leaving those who rode out the storm stranded without power and water.
They told us they're not going to be supplying any water or ice or anything else, and that left us much choice to set. We had to get off.
Across the state, the National Guard has rescued more than 1,500 people from floodwaters, as they also drop off much-needed food and water to communities. FEMA says the scale of the operation is unprecedented.
We pre-positioned the largest amount of search and rescue assets that I think we've ever put in place before.
The White House has pledged to provide as much aid as communities need in order to rebuild. For the island of Sanibel, that's a process that will likely take years, with nearly every building inundated by storm surge from Ian. Those living here say they were caught off guard after the storm's path quickly shifted.
By the time you fully realize that you're going to be right in the middle of it, it's too late to evacuate.
Despite the devastation, residents say they do plan on returning.
We'll come back. I have no doubt about that. It's that kind of a community.
We'll be back. We're going to build.
President Biden and the First Lady plan to visit Florida on Wednesday. In Fort Myers, Florida, Mallory Rivera, Fox News.
Federal officials pledged to help Hurricane Ian victims rebuild after the storm caused major damage. Officials promise a massive amount of federal disaster aid will be sent to Florida and the Carolinas. FEMA Administrator Diane Criswell says the government will start with Florida, which was hit the hardest by Ian. President Joe Biden is expected to visit Florida Wednesday after first heading to Puerto Rico, which is still recovering from Hurricane Fiona.
Dramatic footage shows the fights between fans of two rival soccer clubs in Indonesia, leading to hundreds of hospitalization and deaths. Now, the match of Indonesian Premier League teams Persebaya Surabaya and Arema Malang broke out into multiple scuffles at the end at the stadium. Now, local police moved into the break up the fights, and they setting off tear gas with hundreds of panicked fans getting trampled at the exit gates. Crowds also turned on police and vehicles. At least 174 people have died. 300 were transported to local hospitals, some dying on the way. The death toll is expected to increase.
If you're browsing grocery stores hoping to find discount deals, chances are you're not finding as many, according to a report. Grocery store discounts like buy one, get one free are becoming hard to find for shoppers. The report by the Wall Street Journal says the rate at which grocery stores are offering discounts is still below pre-pandemic levels. Food manufacturers say supply chain issues and shortages are forcing them to cut back on production, causing the prices on fewer items to be reduced. Supermarkets are also paying more for products and promotions.
Venezuela frees 7 Americans imprisoned and in the South American country. Now, in exchange, the U.S. is releasing 2 nephews of Venezuelan First Lady Cecilia Flores. The 2 were convicted on drug smuggling charges in 2016. Fox's Kitty Logan has more.
Those freed are 5 oil executives employed by the Houston-based company Citgo and 2 other American citizens. They'd been held captive in Venezuela for more than 5 years. The executives were abducted in 2017 during a meeting in the Venezuelan capital, Caracas. This was the biggest prisoner swap ever arranged by the Biden administration. President Biden responded to the release in a statement, saying, "Today, we celebrate that 7 families will be whole once more. To all the families who are still suffering and separated from their loved ones who are wrongfully detained, know that we remain dedicated to securing their release." This release is also seen as a gesture of goodwill by Venezuela's president as he tries to rebuild relations with the US. It's thought the deal was done with back-channel negotiations. Secretary Blinken paid tribute to those who secured the deal, saying, "After extraordinary efforts and perseverance across the State Department and wider US government for many months, those wrongfully detained Americans and legal permanent resident are free and will soon be reunited with their loved ones. I am grateful to Special Presidential Envoy for Hostage Affairs Roger Carstens and the rest of our State Department team for their tireless efforts to achieve this outcome." The US government is still trying to bring home around 60 other Americans held by foreign governments, including Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan, both detained in Russia. In London, Kitty Logan, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, the Brewer Riverwalk expansion will add an additional 900 to 1,000 feet to existing trails. Hear from Mayor Daniels next.
Plus, it's that time of year. Yes, it's fall. Yes, it's open season. But most importantly, it's time to welcome in some of Maine's newest wildlife. There's some more local news as we continue.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
We're no football players.
But we do know a lot about Medicare.
So why call some out-of-state 800 number?
When help is right here at home.
Listen to what these people have to say.
My insurance kept going up and up and up and up.
I could never have navigated through the loopholes.
Gave me all my options and signed me up with what I needed within an hour.
Senior Planning Center was a lifesaver for us.
Oh, by the way,
we represent most Medicare health plans.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
This woman, I feel, tried to kill me.
Vehicles used as weapons.
She came up behind me, honking her horn and flashing her lights.
Her passenger and she were cussing. He was flipping me off.
But more danger was at hand.
She reached in the car, grabbed my hair, told me to get out of the car.
You pled guilty to getting out of your car and pulling her hair.
Well, look at her hair. How would you not pull a head like that?
Next Judge Judy.
Monday at 5, only on ABC7.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
It's Monday, October 3rd of 2022. What a great day this was in 1913 when President Woodrow Wilson signed the U.S. federal income tax into law. We've celebrated every payday since.
It was on this day in 1995 that O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of the murder of Nicole Simpson. O.J. said afterwards that he would spend the rest of his life searching for the real killer.
And 4 years ago today, the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care released a study that found 259 people have died taking selfies since 2011. Let's be careful out there.
Rocker Tommy Lee is 60. Singer Gwen Stefani is 53. Mr. and Mrs. Barack Obama are celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary today. Today is Global Smoothie Day. Global. We don't get those that often.
No, global is like, this is the end-all be-all, top of the top.
Right, not just national. It's Look at the Leaves Day, and it's Mean Girls Appreciation Day. See, that one you don't think about that often, but sometimes you do need a mean girl in your life.
Yeah,
to ward
you
off
have to
the other.
appreciate it.
Right. They'll stand up, like, if there's other mean people.
There's a yin and yang in everything.
Right. Sometimes you need somebody who's mean to stick up to the other mean people. The nice people can't always stick up for themselves, so sometimes you got to appreciate the mean people.
That is a great way of looking at that. See, I went more along the Mean Girls, the movie, so I was like way off.
Yes,
like the pink, let's wear pink on Wednesdays.
I know, and I'm not, but it's not a Wednesday, so it doesn't count, and I'm wearing pink.
Okay, yeah. But we got to appreciate the Mean Girls out there. Go look at some leaves, hang out a
when
little
appropriate.
bit.
Be mean when appropriate.
Yeah, when
mean
appropriate.
Girls.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're not saying go out and be mean.
Just go out and be mean. It's a mean Monday. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Devin, good morning.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, we have some freeze and frost alerts in effect this morning, courtesy of the cooler temperatures. This is up until 8 or 9 a.m. this morning. So if you're in these areas, though, definitely be ready for the cooler temperatures. Further out, further north, definitely a little bit cool as well, though. But we're starting to get to that point in the year where the frost and freeze program will be discontinued for the season as we head closer toward winter. But otherwise, let's zoom things out right now. We have the clouds tracking from the southwest, going toward the north and east, but kind of fizzling out as it does because high pressure is not too far away. So that does mean that things will be pretty nice for us today, though, with a lot of sunshine and temperatures that won't be too bad either. This is our next rainmaker that's going to stay mainly to the south, but a few showers may try to sneak in later on this week. Futurecast for today, an absolutely beautiful day with plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds starting to sneak in just a little bit as we head towards Tuesday morning. Otherwise, though, the winds will be out of the northeast at times today and maybe kind of switching directions overall to a variable wind overall at about 5 miles per hour in general. So for today, lower 60s, mostly sunny. The north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour in a few areas. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing plenty of sunshine, temperatures making into the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thanks,
Thank
Devin.
you, Devin. Ditto.
Well, we talked to the mayor of Brewer to get an update on the Brewer Riverwalk expansion project. The Brewer Riverwalk expansion will add an additional 900 to 1,000 feet to the existing trail. The expansion will add improvements like Wi-Fi, security cameras, and more seating.
Mayor Michelle Daniels says this project will give more people the chance to meet other members of the community.
I think it's just a place to draw everyone together and make you feel like a community. Everybody says good morning as you walk by. Even if you don't know each other, you are making friends along the way.
The project is expected to be completed by early October. Trees and flowers will be planted in the spring of 2023. Well, fall isn't the usual season we think of when we think of new young wildlife. But for snapping turtles and many other reptiles, it's hatching season. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, snapping turtles lay their leathery eggs in June, burying them in the drained sandy soil.
And during this time of the year, the hatchlings emerge from their shells when they are only an inch in length. Instinct drives them to quickly move to a body of water and settle into the muddy bottom, where they'll spend the winter. The IFW says if you see one, you should snap a photo and report the sighting to the Maine Amphibian and Reptile Atlas Project online. And here's the URL, mefishwildlife.com/atlas.
And make sure you snap the picture from a far distance.
Right.
We want to keep all of our fingers today.
Instinct that doesn't only drive them to a body of water, but also to
to fend off their prey.
Yes. DVD, digital, and music releases this week include superhero dogs, a veteran bounty hunter, horror classics, and more.
Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with a list of new releases.
Superman? Crypto, Ace, and the rest of the DC League of Super Pets top this week's list of what's new in home entertainment. Stacked with a star-studded voice cast that includes Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, the animated action-adventure follows Superman's dog and his heroic team of shelter pets on a mission to rescue the Justice League after the heroes are kidnapped by Lex Luthor. Are you getting nervous? Christoph Waltz, Willem Dafoe, and Rachel Brosnahan star in Dead for a Dollar, a Western drama about a bounty hunter who confronts an old enemy while on an important mission.
Any reason in particular you're standing in the dark?
A young woman suspects she's being stalked by a mysterious man watching her from the building across the street from her apartment in the horror thriller Watcher.
Welcome aboard.
A romantic trip on a boat takes a violent turn in the survival thriller Into the Deep.
Charlie, is this some sort of a trick?
In celebration of the spooky season, the 1980s horror classic Fright Night and iconic horror film Bram Stoker's Dracula are now available on a limited edition 4K Ultra HD Steelbook.
I'm going to buy the Lakers. Ah, no kidding.
Small screen favorites and hits available to own. Season 1 of the HBO series Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, and Season 1 of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot, starring Jabari Banks as the new Will. Star Trek Picard Season 2 features Patrick Stewart in his iconic role as Jean-Luc Picard. Jared Padalecki stars as Texas Ranger Cordell Walker in Season 2 of the CW drama Walker.
This is the time to shine.
For music fans, Grammy Award-nominated rock band Bush released their 9th album, The Art of Survival. And Charlie is the 3rd record from award-winning singer-songwriter Charlie Puth. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have your weekend sports recap.
Well, let's get a quick look at that forecast. We're going to need some coffee to wake a little up this morning, but we have a high of 61 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. It'll be clear tonight. Those temperatures dropping down to a low of 33 degrees. It'll be a chilly night for us, and tomorrow we're back up in low 60s with partially cloudy skies.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
It may seem a little early, but Christmas is right around the corner.
And we have free layaway at Rennie's.
Free?
Free.
Free.
Thank you for shopping locally.
It's free.
If you are suffering hearing loss, take advantage of the new technology and let Wanda Creed, hearing aid specialist at Zulus Hearing Aid Center, introduce you to the all-new Evolve AI, Starkey's complete line of smartphone-connected hearing aids. Evolve AI is loaded with the most innovative technology and the clearest sound ever. And Evolve AI connects easily to Apple and Android devices, the Thrive Hearing Control app, and Siri to read text and emails. For better hearing and connection, call Wanda for an appointment at Zulus Hearing Aid Center, 263 State Street, Bangor.
It's here, the iPhone 14 Pro, the most advanced iPhone yet. Are you going to get one? Of course you are. Question is where? Spectrum. And what network are you putting it on? Spectrum Mobile.
You wouldn't buy this speed demon and drive it only 5 miles an hour, so why trust your amazing new iPhone to a second-rate network? You wouldn't. That's why you go to Spectrum Mobile for the new iPhone, the most reliable service, and nationwide 5G. It's a win-win-win. Which is way better than lose, obviously. For the amazing new iPhone 14 Pro, most reliable service and nationwide 5G, switch to Spectrum Mobile.
At Firehouse Subs, we give you craveable subs that are piping hot and piled high. And a portion of every purchase helps give them the life-saving equipment they need. Order online or on the app for contactless pickup or delivery. Only at Firehouse Subs.
Oversharing can be weird.
How you doing, buddy? I'm more excited than a mosquito flying into a nudist colony.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. Friday was a busy night around the state of Maine. A lot of good football matchups to bring you from all over the area. We've got 6 games coming your way right now. Who's ready? We are going to check out Sanford and Edward Little down in Sanford. This one's going to start in the first quarter. L.J. McFarland taking the handoff into the end zone for a 6-0 Sanford lead. Here come the Spartans doing it again with the defense, too. It's Jake Dowdy with the interception here as he takes it all the way in for 6. MDI wasting no time getting on the board. Actually, I'm ahead of myself here. Our next game is MDI. The Spartans would win 48-8. MDI at Ellsworth. And the Trojans are wasting no time getting on the board right here. It's a shuffle pass, finds Alex Gray, who muscles his way in for the score. And then later, a big play here for Jacob Shields. He takes the quick screen from Spencer Lorendo, and another Trojan score. They go on to win it. A big win for MDI. Let's go on to Dexter and Orono right now. We are going to start with Dexter. This game was crazy. It was all over the place. Dexter with the ball here. Look at this play from Bryce Connor. He finds his man, Caden Kimball, who goes all the way down the field for the touchdown. Tigers would win 38-34. Let's go to Belfast. Nokomis and Belfast going at it on Belfast homecoming. First drive here for the Warriors, and they were airing it out. Grady Hartsgrove, he finds Madden White on the sideline for a 50-yard toe-tapping catch for 50 yards, and then immediately the next play call. Why don't we just go after him again, right? Grady for White again, and a beautiful basket catch right in the end zone for a touchdown. 40-16, Nokomis wins. Let's go over to Herman now. Herman hosting Hamden Academy in a Class C matchup. Herman on defense, Jack Johnson going to keep it on the option, but it's a fumble, and the Hawks defense is right there. They forced the fumble. Gary Glidden off to the races. That's his second touchdown of the game. That's a fumble 6 right there. Herman dominant. They win 59-12. All right, let's head over to Husson University now, where Foxcroft is playing John Bapst. The Ponies driving down the field here. It's Wyatt Rayfield, the quarterback, slinging it. And look at this play from Caden Crocker going up and getting it. That is a great catch right there. He tumbles onto the goal line, and that sets this up. A little toss to Jaden Richard, and the Ponies would go on to win this one 48-0. All right, we are going to move things down to Boston right now with some news out of the Garden. Some good news if you're a Celtics fan. I wanted this to happen a few years ago, but it's better late than never, I guess. Per ESPN, Boston and Blake Griffin have agreed to a 1-year contract. Griffin, no longer the freak athlete that notoriously jumped over a car to win the dunk contest, but he does provide some much-needed front-court depth for Boston. He can give Al Horford and Rob Williams some much-needed rest. And an interesting stat here, he was a league leader in charges taken last season, so the exact type of guy the Celtics like to have on defense. All right, we are going to stay with some basketball here, and we are going to head up to Orono, where the Black Bears are gearing up to defend their title as regular season champs. Maine opened up practice this Tuesday. Officially, that is. They were able to spend 8 hours a week together in the summer. And they say that time together was huge. Anyways, the Black Bears ended last season 1 game short of the NCAA tournament, losing to Albany in the conference finals after rattling off 16 wins in a row. Their goal this year is to break through that barrier.
Always playing or practicing to end up playing in a championship game, and I just think this year again, just with all our returners back, we know we have unfinished business, so we're ready to go.
I mean, obviously it's not fun. We all would have loved to win that last game, but so for sure it's some motivation. But I mean, it's a new season. We have multiple new players. I mean, we also have a lot of old players, but we're just excited to begin. Excited to start playing games again. It's been a while.
Maine only lost 2 players from last year. Both were starters, but they have a good core returning, as well as 5 newcomers when you count freshmen and transfers, including 2021 Miss Maine basketball, JC Christopher from Skowhegan, who's been training with the Black Bears since July, and she says there's a lot to learn, but she's excited to get going.
It's been really exciting being on campus. I got here at the end of July, and it's been really great just to be able to be with the team and be working out together. There's a lot to learn as a freshman coming in, defensively and offensively, but I feel like we've made pretty good progress, and I'm just really excited.
All right, let's stay with the University of Maine here. A big matchup for field hockey on Friday afternoon on the road against UMass Lowell. Maine looking for their 6th straight win. On the other end, UMass Lowell looking for their 7th straight win. 2 of the hottest teams in the nation right now, never mind America East. First quarter here, Mia Borley flashing the stuff early. She's going to extend to make a save on this shot from Madison Leeper to keep the game scoreless, and that is how we'd go into halftime. Let's move things on now to the third quarter. Lowell on the penalty corner, but it's Borley again coming up clutch. She's going to pick up 2 saves in a 10-second span and keep us scoreless until really just under 3 minutes to play, just over 2 minutes to play. The Black Bears would get going. Off the corner, Poppy Lambert takes the pass from Chloe Walton. She fires it into the back of the cage. Borley would hold for the final minute, and Maine extends that win streak. 1-0 is the final. All right, a big week for high school hockey in Maine. Construction at the Travis Roy Ice Arena for North Yarmouth Academy is way ahead of schedule. The new expansion and renovations should be completed later this spring, but the ice arena will remain open through construction. Eventually, there will be a state-of-the-art seating for fans, brand new locker rooms, and a warm room for folks to watch all of the games. Now, earlier in the week, all of the students, faculty, and coaches, everyone involved, signed the final beam for the new Wellness and Fitness Center. Then during the ceremony, the beam was hoisted into place, signifying a big step forward in this massive project.
It's going to be about 8,000 square feet addition in total, which will include a fitness center so all of our students can pursue their fitness goals, and then also a wellness center where there will be, open space, classroom space for mental wellness activities, mindfulness, meditation, other classes. So it's going to add a lot to our program as well.
Looking forward to see what that looks like. That is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
You can always tell where Bruce Poliquin's been, hanging around Washington politicians and the special interests that fund their campaigns, like big oil and drug and insurance companies. Poliquin leaves a bit of Washington everywhere because he's covered in it, supporting special tax breaks for big corporations and more government spending. No matter where you see Bruce Poliquin, you know he's always heading back to the swamp. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
From start to finish, Ware Butler Building Supply will get you there. Ware Butler started in Maine as a lumber operation in the 1920s. Like most Mainers, Ware Butler adapted to the times and became a building supply company. Through good old Maine resolve and calloused hands, Ware Butler has grown with locations throughout Maine, including Lewiston, Auburn. If you're a contractor, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, let the folks at Ware Butler show you the benefits of small-town service. Ware Butler Building Supply, Maine, from start to finish.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
Monday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
OPEC Plus is set to decide this week on whether to slash production by more than 1 million barrels a day, which will increase the price of oil. According to the Wall Street Journal, grocery shoppers are seeing fewer deals in the aisles. The research firm Information Resources says a little more than 20% of grocery items were part of sales in the third quarter of this year. That's down from 25.7% 3 years ago. And Nike says it's got too much inventory in China and the U.S. The athletic apparel company announced a drop in revenue in China in the August quarter, falling by 16%. I'm Leo Jonathan with Monday's Business on ABC 7.
And now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, we got the frost and freeze alerts in effect again until about 8 or 9 a.m. this morning. Again, cooler temperatures is why we're seeing this with a chance for a little bit of frost. Nothing to the north, though, as the frost and freeze program is starting to get discontinued in a few spots. But so far not yet in Bangor, but other areas, though, seeing some small crowd advisories that are in effect as well this morning. And it's up and down the coast because the pattern is very active right now. We're seeing some areas under gale warnings as well. That's a storm warning right there. And, of course, more advisories further down toward the south. Otherwise, though, back here at home, we're looking pretty decent out there this morning. High pressure keeping us clear with a lot of sunshine that will be expected today. And temperatures making it into the lower 60s. Of course, with high pressure nearby and, of course, low pressure not too far away either. The clouds will kind of fizzle out as you try to move closer toward high pressure. So overall, going to be pretty nice for us as we do move forward. Alrighty, wave heights. Let's talk about these here. On 5 to 12 feet, according to some of the buoys out there. So we're active out there, which is why those advisories are in effect along the coast. So, but water temperatures, we haven't looked at these in a while, though. We're in the upper 50s for those water temperatures. So temperatures starting to fall back just a little bit, but further down toward the south and east, you can tell where the water temperatures are still a little warm for this time of the year. Our average high is 64 degrees. We'll make it into the lower to middle 60s throughout the next few days. A nice warm up into the lower 70s Thursday, upper 60s Friday, then falling back dramatically into the lower to middle 50s just in time for the weekend. Your fall foliage report, haven't used this graphic yet this season. Looking pretty good out there. The leaves already starting to show some more that fall foliage peak at around half coverage or just a little bit less than that, though. So get outside, enjoy those fall colors as they continue to proceed up toward that peak level. Otherwise, so we typically see our peak mainly later on to the season. About mid-October, we start seeing where that peak will mainly be taking place. So that'll be coming up very quickly. So get outside and enjoy the fall foliage. Futurecast for today, mostly sunny today. Temperatures reaching for the lower 60s. We'll have a few clouds trying to sneak in later on tonight, though. Otherwise, a very nice night overall. More clouds will start to move in again as we head towards your Tuesday. Your forecast for today, lower 60s, mostly sunny. The north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 30s, mostly clear. The frost and freeze on the way. Maybe a few clouds along the coast with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, lower 60s, partly cloudy. The south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. In your Scott's Recreation extended forecast, a slight chance for rain showers Wednesday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a partly cloudy sky on Thursday. Highs in the low 70s and upper 60s on your Friday with a chance for rain.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dark or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
Outsiders come to Alaska to disappear or to reinvent themselves.
Another missing woman. No one's gonna do anything about it. Not the cops, not the politicians.
You're a born reporter. You're the best. It's a big story.
We need something more. Something real.
Pace yourself, especially when it gets dark. It can get dark.
We can choose not to back down. We can choose to fight. I'm gonna break this story. You mean we?
a Maine adventure.
Lots of Bob's Red Mill, lots of bakeware, lots of paperware. Fall's the time to get to Rennie's.
Well, so how much is this pancake?
$4.49.
Now you're talking turkey.
Thank you for shopping locally.
Code Silver.
I'm hurt.
You cannot go down there.
Doctor, let me need my help.
Don't touch me! Shine.
Look at me.
Over the last couple of years, I've fallen in love with pretzel rolls. It only makes sense since I love pretzels and I love rolls. You know, you don't get a body like this by eating lettuce wraps. The problem is they're not always easy to find. So rather than searching for them or waiting until they happen to be back in stock, we came up with a shortcut way to make them that's super easy and amazingly good. We start by whacking a can of refrigerated biscuits on the counter. After separating them, we roll them into balls. Then we score the top of each ball with an X. You want to make sure you don't cut it too deep though. Now, we simmer these in a pot of boiling water that we've added some baking soda to. You see, simmering these in the boiling water will give our rolls a pretzel-like crust. Then we place them on a baking sheet with the X up. Brush them with a beaten egg and sprinkle on some salt. Once they're baked, what we end up with is the most incredible fresh-tasting roll ever. They're great as is or slathered with lots of butter. You can even use them to make a tasty Bavarian-style sandwich. To get the recipe for our homemade pretzel rolls, all you have to do is visit our website. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a better than store-bought way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Wildlife resource officers in Utah rescue a moose. It happened in Oneida County, about 20 miles east of Salt Lake City. A young bull moose was stuck in an irrigation canal.
Once the moose was lifted from the canal, officers from the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources tranquilized the animal, took it up to a mountain, and released it back into the wild.
I didn't see the tranquilized part when I put it in there. I was like, is he not sedated?
Oh, yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
That would be something to handle. A moose in a crane, like a basket, oof.
One time a few years ago, I was traveling in Washington, and in Olympic National Park, they had a goat problem.
Oh.
They had to do that with a bunch of goats.
Oh, that must have been tough.
Yes, the newspaper headlines were great. A cat in Michigan breaks the world record for being the tallest domestic feline. The Savannah cat is a hybrid combination of an African serval and a domestic cat. Fenrir measures almost 19 inches tall. Its owner, William John Powers, is not only the owner of the current record holder, but the previous one as well.
Fenrir's brother, Archytas, measured 19.5 inches tall in 2016, but he died in a house fire. Now, Powers is the owner of the cat, which has broken the record for the longest tail. He doesn't only own the current holder. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the previous one as well. He says it feels surreal to own not one, but 4 cats that have broken world records.
And if we didn't know that information, I would think that's not a really big cat. That's just a short guy.
I think it's a lie.
It's a hard thing to see.
It's a cat. I don't think you can say it's domestic. That is a huge cat.
I need to get another.
Need to unwind from a long day of work? Come experience life at Mad Cat & Company Bar and Grill in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza, where we serve delicious food, ice-cold beer, and unique cocktails. We have a fully stocked bar, American pub-style food, exemplary service, a fun atmosphere, and plenty of weekly entertainment. We now offer Sunday morning brunch, and stick around with the kiddos for Sunday afternoon kids karaoke and dance party. Our newly remodeled banquet room offers plenty of space for your next get-together. It's never a dull moment at Mad Cat's because we are the party.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
Hi, my name is Tony Ruda, founder of the Senior Planning Center. There isn't a week that goes by